to really transact through smart contracts, through crypto, through cryptography. And I think that everyone from governments to major traditional financial institutions are very much aware of this and trying to basically get on track before they get left behind.
And this is what I'm working towards and building with each of you is, I get paid into my crypto wallet, and in my crypto wallet, I have almost like a model portfolio designed that's customized to me. It's going to be 10% stable coins. It's going to be 20% BUIDL, money market funds. It's going to be 25% Apollo private credit and like 25% Athena.
Give me your pen, Robbie. I got to write this down.
Right. But like, imagine like I have like basically like a customized portfolio to my risk profile that says Christine at all times wants to have her account in this pie chart.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a smart contract that when the assets drop, it deploys.
It deploys automatically. And then what that means is that every last penny of my earnings is fully invested in yielding without me actually having to do anything. And then, if I'm having Nobu at lunch and basically I use my securitized debit card that's connected to my securitized wallet, basically like, okay, here's like $100 to Nobu, that's an automatic swap of $100 out of my BUIDL into US dollars, into USDC off ramp, like CU0 hash, off ramp to pay Nobu. And then essentially like that means not only is every penny of my earnings deployed, it's deployed up until the last second of which I actually spend it.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. Buckle up your seatbelts because we're going to continue down the rabbit hole, showing you all that these financial institutions and large market participants are not only heavily participating and involving themselves in the DeFi ecosystem as we speak, but they're telling you all this straight to your faces that this is going to be the future. And this is yet again another reason why you all should tap into learning how to get your digital assets working for you. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be listening to large market participants discuss and talk about the DeFi ecosystem, proving to you all that they are participating in this space in the now and showing you guys the research that, in our personal opinion, everybody should be doing here. We're doing it here for you guys at CYPRX, showing you all the hidden gems, the information that nobody wants to talk about. And so let's continue down the rabbit hole. As you all heard, that was Apollo's Christine Moy, and she specifically talked about earning yield on her digital assets up until the very point that she goes and she spends her money. That is going to play an important role as we full circle, listening to key industry-leading experts at World Liberty Finance. Now, in previous video breakdowns, we played for you guys at the Ondo Summit that took place in February 2025, Donald Trump Jr. talking about how he sees crypto as the future of banking.
How would you kind of stack rank the concept of digital assets for the relative importance?
I think it's perhaps the future of like American hegemony in terms of our economic status, our economic might. I'm a late adapter, but I'm not an idiot. I think it's probably as critical a topic as anything, because I think it's going to be the future of banking.
And also in previous video breakdowns, these are all precursors to today's video, right? If you guys have not checked out our yield playlist, all of these videos where we played these video clips showing you guys this systemically important information, in my personal opinion, is in this playlist. Go over to the CYPRX YouTube, take a second, pause this video and go watch this playlist. If this is your first video here at CYPRX and you have no idea what we're talking about, this playlist will enlighten you guys on exactly what we're going over. We've shared that President Donald Trump's plan and agenda to create a level playing field is to integrate DeFi into the financial system. We've shown you guys proof that President Donald Trump Jr. knows and has used DeFi, knows exactly what it is, and is building out infrastructure in the DeFi ecosystem to enhance the financial system and give equal access to everyday average people like you and I. We've gone over that. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm just trying to get you guys to see, go back and watch this playlist, okay? In previous video breakdowns, we've also played this, where the co-founder of Chainlink met with the president and specifically said this.
The very, very key senior people were there themselves. So some of the common themes at the crypto summit were around Bitcoin and the Bitcoin reserve, since that recently happened. How should that evolve? Other common themes were the process of proper regulation and making sure that there are actually clear regulations that allow fintechs and financial institutions and DeFi protocols to all participate in the U.S. financial system with legal clarity.
They talked about DeFi being utilized in the U.S. financial system with legal and regulatory clarity.
Fintechs and financial institutions and DeFi protocols to all participate in the U.S. financial system with legal clarity.
You cannot make this stuff up. And we track this stuff here at CYPRX. Let me show you guys how we are literally beating the large market participants. And again, this is not to toot our own horn. This is to show you all the information that nobody else on the internet is showing you guys. Okay, make sure, please, that you are paying attention. April 7th, in our private CYPRX Discord, we came across this project called Say. Now, I'm not going to use today's video breakdown to go into detail into what Say is. Do that on your own time, but I'm just trying to show you guys that we were talking about this before some of the largest market participants facilitated buy orders into this project, okay? And I'm going to full circle and show you guys how insane this is that nobody's speaking on this, okay? April 7th, 2025, you can see right down here, our Say buy levels were at 14 cents, okay? 14 cents. And if we come over here, looking at the price action doesn't lie. This was on April 7th. Look at where price action was on Say, 14 cents. Okay. And we're looking at about 28% gains from those buy positions. Nothing substantial. That's not what I'm here to show you guys, brag and boast about gains or anything, that we're calling out local bottoms. None of that. Now look at what just broke. Check this out. April 13th, 2025. Trump's World Liberty Financial buys $775,000 in SEI or Say in an altcoin buying spree. All right. Now, keep in mind, I just showed you guys how we here at CYPRX were buying this almost 7 days in advance at 14 cents. Okay. Just yesterday, if you look at where price action was on the 13th, price action was up here at roughly around 17 to 18 cents. So I'm here showing you guys that we are physically beating, unless Trump's World's Liberty Finance bought on the 7th, we beat them in terms of our buy positions. And it is because of the research that we drop here at CYPRX. If you go into our private Discord and you look at the day in which we started doing research on Say, it was on April 1st. Okay. Now, why is this so mind-boggling? Because you have so many people that don't really understand what drives demand for these digital assets. So let's just go take a look at the DeFi ecosystem on Say. Keep in mind, the whole entire time, we've already shown you guys that Trump's World Liberty Finance has been fixated on integrating DeFi into the financial system. We showed you guys Chainlink's co-founder sitting on stage, which we're going to get into in today's video breakdown, some of those video clips, an industry-leading expert from World Liberty Finance talking about DeFi, showing you guys how Trump has been heavily involved in DeFi along with President Trump Jr. at an Ondo Finance Summit, telling you all that crypto is the future. And here they are investing in a token in the digital asset ecosystem with a large TVL locked in DeFi, larger than some of the biggest utility assets that you already most likely know about in terms of TVL. So look at this. Here is Say, and this is something that we saw that gravitated towards our attention here at CYPRX, which is why we made our initial investment into this project, not financial advice. But look at this. Just think about this for a second. Look at who the big players are really, truly investing into. And I'm not saying that the other names that I'm going to mention here are irrelevant, because they're all an important part, but pay attention to where the money's going. Say, total value locked as of time of recording this video is 396 million. Okay. Let's go look at Hbar with a total of 86 million in terms of TVL locked. You got XDC, $20 million in terms of TVL locked. You got Algorand, $40 million in terms of TVL locked. And you have XRPL sitting over here with a mere $80 million in terms of TVL locked. If you add all those up, you get $226 million. So the TVL in the DeFi ecosystem on Say is bigger than Hedera, XDC, Algorand, and XRPL combined, yet nobody in terms of the retail side of things on Twitter and on YouTube are talking about this project, okay? If what I just said to you did not blow your mind, wake up, because here we are with Trump's World Liberty Finance making an investment into this project of almost $1 million. And I just showed you guys physical proof that here at CYPRX, we were talking about this days in advance. And it is because we're putting all this information together, okay? Here, this video post where we're talking about BlackRock, Apollo, getting involved in DeFi and them incorporating these DeFi solutions to their clients, okay, got 44,000 impressions. People, you got to wake up. This is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff that is not hopium or hype. This is the real valid research. So now let's full circle and let's go over, now that you've heard some of the video clips, okay, this is the gentleman from World Liberty Finance, and listen to what he says. This was a video posted 3 weeks ago. Pay attention to detail, and let's pick apart some of the things that he talks about. Keeping in mind that they just made an almost $1 million investment in buying tokens for a layer 1 blockchain, right? who has a finality time of 400 to 700 milliseconds, which is faster than the finality time of the XRPL, and has a bigger TVL than Hedera, XDC, Algo, and XRPL combined. Listen to what this gentleman says.
And I remember just every year getting deeper and deeper into crypto, thinking like this is going to be the year where everything changes. And, finally, here we are. It's 2025. And I think we're really finally starting to see that monumental shift where businesses are all going all in on crypto and DeFi. Governments are going all in on crypto and DeFi. And the moment for me that I thought was going to happen a decade ago is finally starting to happen. So I think that, we're really at a point where it's cheaper and more efficient to really transact through smart contracts, through crypto, through cryptography. And I think that everyone from governments to major traditional financial institutions are very much aware of this and trying to basically get on track before they get left behind.
Wow. How many times have we told you that here at CYPRX? Now is the time to get on board before you get left behind. And he just said governments, businesses, financial institutions are all trying to jump on board before they get left behind because they know what is coming. Okay. Now, I don't want any of the haters in the comments say, oh, you're talking crap about Hedera, you're trying to boost this project. Da, da, da. I don't care if you invest in it or not. Okay. I still invest heavily in Hbar and XDC and Algo and XRP. I think that they're all going to perform extremely well, especially when they get their together and they build a better DeFi ecosystem and we see more TVL on-chain locked. However, that is yet to come. It is in a working progress on those layer ones. Say has a more well-developed DeFi ecosystem, and these large financial participants that want to participate in DeFi, they know that. Okay. And so they're not going to sleep on these opportunities. And that is why here at CYPRX, we diversify and we don't sleep on these opportunities either. Now, you just heard what he said. Take a second and listen to this other comment that he makes about how the financial institutions know where all this is headed and know that this is the future.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about money market accounts. We're talking about commercial real estate. We're talking about all sorts of debt, all sorts of securities that exist now, in the regular markets that are not accessible to people in DeFi. So all of these TradFi institutions, whether they have tokenized assets now or are working to develop them, because they are. I mean, we're having conversations with all of them. They either have them or they're working towards developing them because they know that this is where the future is going. And so for them, they need to be able to.
I just wanted you all to hear that. Him confirm that they are for a fact having conversations with financial institutions and they know where this is all going, right? So that way you all don't think I'm crazy or making this up. If you don't have more credentials than this gentleman here who works alongside Donald Trump Jr., then I suggest you start to pay attention to detail and listen to what these people on stage are putting down for you guys because they tell you all this information in advance. Last but not least, let's check out this very last video clip of him going on to talk about how DeFi and traditional finance, putting everything on the DeFi rails, can perform and do everything much better. And he also mentions and talks about earning yield on your digital assets every second of every single day.
This is just taking the idea one step further. So, everybody right now, whether, you're in this room or outside of this room and know nothing about crypto, everyone's got a bank account. Everyone's got a debit card, right? Most of us have some sort of job that pays us. And the whole use and reason for having a bank account is so that you can get your money in it and you can go spend money. And if you have a savings account or a brokerage account, it's to grow that money and make it more useful, right? So our whole feeling is that DeFi can do all of these things better, whether it's self-custody of your assets, whether it's getting a better yield on your actual deposits by powering it through DeFi, or even spending it more freely. So our goal here for the retail side, and when I would speak about bringing in the next $100 million or 100 million users and the next trillions of dollars worth of liquidity into the space, it's not going to be by, making people understand how to become a crypto native, making people remember a 24-word seed phrase that they, bury in their backyard and give half to their mom and half to their Aunt Sally, right? Like that's just not usable. So our whole goal here is to build a very familiar style Web 2 application that anybody, my mom, your mom, anybody could go on and use instantly. It feels familiar to them, like a Venmo, like a Robinhood, and allows them to earn, spend, and save all of their assets, whether it's their paycheck or whether it's their savings account or their brokerage account, in one easy to use place. And
As I mentioned to you guys, this is so wild. In a previous post, I specifically talked about my current yield generating DeFi strategy. And to full circle this, the video that I played at the beginning of this, Apollo, Christina Moy sitting on stage with BlackRock, Robbie Mitchnick, telling you guys that that's exactly what they're doing. Christina Moy from Apollo physically said that that's what she participates in, earning yield on her digital assets until her very last dollar is spent. This is so mind-blowing. And if you have no idea what we're talking about and how to start doing this, or at least learning about how to do it, so that way when you're comfortable and regulations are clear, you can go out and do it, head over to CYPRXtrading.com, tap in, people. I'm showing you guys some of the realest information on the face of the internet, and that is for a fact. Not to toot my own horn, but nobody else is talking about things the way that we are. Now, I'm not sitting here backing this project saying Soy is going to outperform Madero or XDC or Algo or anything like that, so don't think that way. I'm just here showing you guys that these large market participants know about DeFi. They are taking advantage of DeFi without a doubt, because here they are, right? You have a project with a bigger DeFi TVL than Hedera, XDC, Algo, and XRPL combined. And who are these large market participants? Trump, World's Liberty Finance, whom you just heard a gentleman speak on. What are they talking about? DeFi. What are they making investments in? Crypto projects with mature DeFi ecosystems, right? So put two and two together. All of this stuff is happening at a very fast, rapid pace. If you guys don't know where to find good, solid, foundational information, you guys can always tap in with us in the private CYPRX Discord, where all these links, all these videos, all these panel discussions and PDFs can be found in one centralized location in the private research chat. If you guys want to dive deeper into learning how we here at CYPRX are getting our digital assets working for us in the DeFi ecosystem, you can tap into the Wealth 28 Club. I'm constantly showing you guys gem on gem on gem. No hopium, no hype, just real down-to-earth research. As always, be cognizant, be aware out there, and I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.